Taurus, welcome to your weekly reading. This is going to be for the week of the 6th going to the 12th. So happy birthdays. Happy birthday to everybody who might be celebrating at this time. But let's jump into your reading, my angels. Let's see how this week will impact you. Ooh, we have 3. The one I can see right now is Milk and Honey, which is always a lovely card about healing, really spending time in your own energy, really appreciating where you are right now, even though you're healing. The rainbow kind of represents the fact that you've been through stormy moments, but now the sun is starting to shine. It's a very good card for looking after yourself, for treating yourself. I'm feeling like a little bit of luxury. Like, I don't know if there's a spa day, if you need a spa day, or whatever is your spa day, like whatever causes you to relax and feel joy on your own, whatever it is, makes you feel like things are smooth running. I like that energy. Let's see what was hiding a little bit. It wasn't hiding, but it was face down like that. We have blessed and round. So this week you are going to feel like you dodged a bullet of some kind, or that you're finally out of maybe a chaotic situation. That could definitely be the case here. I'm going to read these kind of separately. The blessed card really is just about actually really appreciating the peace. A lot of the time we feel like we just want to be in the flow of life where everything's fast paced and moving and there's change and there's all this good stuff. Progress, maybe whatever it means to you. The blessed card is really about being above it, not really being ready just yet to dive into the deep end, but really appreciating the fact that you have this moment to yourself I definitely feel you guys are kind of becoming a butterfly. I'm sensing that I'm hearing like this word has been coming up a lot for people, and I don't know if there's like a wide scale of like graduation going on at the moment on a spiritual world. Like, it feels like you're graduating, but you're still healing something, and only when you've really healed something will you be totally free, and healing takes time. So I don't know what they're referring to with that. I mean, you're free already, but it's like to actually jump into the flow and get busy, get bustling, whatever it represents here. In the meantime, you're feeling quite grateful and blessed that you are where you are. Even though there's more to achieve or more to do, more to experience, she's like, actually, I'm happy here. Or again, I'm happy I didn't dive straight into something because I really needed this time to myself, for example. I feel like there's let's say, I don't know, maybe you usually work on your birthday, but you decided to take the day off, and then you realize that actually a lot of chaos broke loose, and then you're like, actually, I'm glad I took the day off. I felt a bit guilty, but I'm glad I did. Like, for example, that could be a feeling that you guys are dealing with. Now, you do have round and round, so either you guys are again breaking free from a cycle, or there is still a need to break free from a cycle. The round and round card comes up when there's like a bit of a karmic lesson to be learned. Usually in order to get out of a situation that feels never ending, it feels like things are just always going round and round. There is no conclusion. Everything always ends up back in the same space again. We have to break free from it. So we have to do something completely different than what we've done before. So that could be a message for you guys this week. I'm sure I will find out through the other cards that we have what that karmic lesson might be. You may have broken free from a relationship or a friendship, even because you have community here. Whatever it is, I don't know, but it is something that can be quite draining or keep us stuck. Now, community anyways clearly is important for you. So I mean, it is like your season, Taurus. So maybe your soul tribe is showing up for you on your birthday, or again, there is just some connection to a community happening within this week. You could be hearing from a lot of people, or maybe this is what you need to break free from. I'm not exactly sure whether the community is good or bad yet. I guess you will know, but it's important this week nevertheless. All right, one more from this deck for Taurus. Caring connections. That's very beautiful, actually. You're going to feel very loved, supported. This can be a relationship, or again, it could just be your community. Coming through here where you're feeling very blessed, very supported by people. Could definitely be receiving a lot of gifts or just a lot of kind words shared in your direction here, which is pretty awesome. Let's get you some more. If you do not have a good support system already, I feel like you definitely are on your way to meeting new people. All you're being said, if you don't have that, and that is your karmic cycle that you're stuck in, go out and do something about it, something different. If you want to meet like-minded people, you're going to have to go to things that you enjoy to do, where there's a community there, and you might actually find people who have similar interests to you. But let's see. 3 cards, please, for Taurus this week. Isolation. What did I just say? You guys might be making a lot of excuses why you don't want to go to an event. We have forgiveness coming through. It's been coming up a lot for everyone. So it's a collective thing here where we're all being guided to forgive. What forgiveness means is about actually releasing the anger and the hurt and the resentment that somebody or some situation has caused you. It's not about the other person. It's not about really even giving them grace. Whatever you need to do to forgive a situation, to forgive yourself, so that you can release those negative feelings, I don't know about you, but I really dislike bad feelings. Like when I'm upset or when I'm triggered about somebody or whatever, I hate that feeling. So I do everything to change that, so maybe there's something for you guys as well. Let's get one more for Taurus this week. Insecurity. Trickery is on the bottom of the deck as well. So you guys have definitely been through some sort of deception in your life. And I think maybe that stopped you from opening up. And that could be anything. It doesn't just have to be like relationships. Community is important, but it could also be to do with like jobs, for example. Okay, well, we have insecurity here. Feeling afraid to open up to good things because clearly in the past, we opened up to the wrong things. I feel like that might be your round and round. That's your karmic lesson, is to learn how to open back up again to people. Because there are kind people in the world, by the way. And by the way, I know Taurus is one of my lowest viewed videos, but if anyone is here and feels called to, you guys can talk to each other in the comments as well. Because to build a community, to build like-minded people, like build connections with like-minded people, because there are people who care for you. Okay, and I think you're really discovering that, but there's this insecurity here. Let's get you some keywords and we'll dive into your tarot. All right, 2 please for Taurus. Surrender. I will read it for you. Let's get one more. And loneliness. You do have grief here as well. Okay, some of you could be grieving something or still, again, like dealing with the situation. Okay, so surrender coming through. This says, I can release my need to control. Some of you need to let go of the need to control something. We can't always control everything. Can't control people either. A part of building or meeting a soul tribe is along the way, you're going to meet people who aren't aligned to you. It's just about going, okay, well, I'm not going to force them to fit into my life. I'm just going to surrender. So some of you, I'm sensing people who don't ever check in on you, and you've been forcing the friendship a little bit or the relationship, whatever. I'm almost sensing it like that, or even in your company. It's to do with people, family even as well. It's they never even check in on you. And I feel like maybe you're the one that tries to check in. You're the one that's trying to push them to meet up with you or whatever. And it's I think you're surrendering it because you're discovering who is part of your community, who should be part of your community, and who really cares about you and who is just kind of there. So loneliness and isolation coming through is interesting. The affirmation for this is, I know that I'm never alone, which you aren't. There are some people around you here, whether it's a lover or whether it's just, being able to open yourself up to the right kinds of people. Now, isolation is a card. He has an invite here in his hand. If you can see that down there, he has an invitation, but he's I don't have anything to wear for this event. He does. He has this beautiful, outfit, but that's just for special occasions. I can't use that, but in reality, he can use that. So, you might be making excuses for yourself as to why you can't meet up with some people, or again, it does feel like it's coming from insecurity. Sometimes we feel really at peace in our own space, and we're I don't want to ruin that by inviting people in my life just in case they hurt me. But not everyone's going to hurt you, and humans are actually very social beings. We're supposed to be anyways. A big part of being here is to have people around you who you love and care for, even though you might enjoy your space, because that's what you can control, Taurus. That might be the reality of it. You can control your space when it's just you and just the people that you already know you enjoy the company of, but they are kind of seeming to wanting you to expand. But in order to do that, it seems you have to forgive something first. You have to forgive the people who've deceived you in order to be able to open up freely and to surrender to having people in your life. But don't have to do anything you don't want to do. But clearly some of you are feeling lonely or wishing that you had more people in your life. I think you're okay on your own, but again, there might be a part of you that's like, I really wish I had caring connections. I really wish that I had people in my life who I can turn to when I need them. It's always nice to have somebody. It's not even, again, I think a lot of the time the reason why we choose to be alone is because it's something that we can control, or because we're in a state of healing, and that's okay too. But something's telling me here that there is still a need to forgive something, an insecurity that it may have caused you about opening up to people. But anyway, let's get 3 cards for Taurus, please. The 9 of Wands is like protecting yourself from an outside attack here. So again, you feeling like you have to defend yourself. The Tower is a falling out, separation. It can also be an epiphany. And because the Hanged Man came out here as well, it's about seeing something differently. Whew. Oh, this is a very specific message, clearly. In this case, I definitely feel like enlightenment is coming through, like divine intervention is definitely happening this week, and they're asking you to see it differently. The 9 of Wands, again, is like feeling like you have to protect yourself. Usually it's about like self-defense, like feeling like you have to put a guard up here, a barrier up, which is very similar to the insecurity. They're wanting you to see the world differently for some of you out there. I think maybe because of your experiences, you might really feel like, the world is crap. It depends where you look. It's true if you look in certain directions, but in other directions, it can be completely false. That's the duality of everything, right? And the Hanged Man is asking for a different perspective. To look at something differently. Right, I'm going to clarify. Why is the 9 of Wands here? The 8 of Swords, I was just literally feeling like it was going to be one of those cards. You have the Knight of Swords, which can be about jumping to conclusions and feeling like you have to defend yourself. Like, I think some of you are very sensitive to the outside world, clearly because of what you've been through. So you feel like it's you against everybody else, like just for somebody. This will be a very specific message. I'm just going to carry on rolling with it, with what I'm seeing, but I'm going to try and include everyone if I can, but, there is one specific message that's coming up. The 8 of Swords is like a self-imposed prison, though. If you feel like your community just attacks you, you're going to need to change that. We have to get out of that. We can't control people, okay? So we can't change anyone. We can't force them to like you, and that should never be what your mission is anyway. You might actually have to change it. You might have to cut some people off. You might have to, surrender to the fact that some people aren't for you. I would also say, again, the Knight of Swords, there is a message for someone out there that not everyone is attacking you. I feel like that is a fear because of some insecurity and something that you've been through that we've not forgiven just yet. Okay, like again, it's like the same thing of like seeing the outside as a threat and feeling like you have to defend yourself. Feeling like you have to quickly cut somebody off before they cut you off. Feeling like you have to jump. There is a sense of like panic when it comes down to people. I can hear some parakeets outside. Interesting. And the Tower. The Queen of Cups is an emotional thing. You do have a big heart, Taurus. You have a very big heart, and deep down, I mean, not even that deep down, but you do have a lot of emotions. You do care for people a lot, but I feel like you don't get the chance to really allow yourself to go too much in that because of a fear of, again, the Tower. The Hanged Man. The Nine of Swords, seeing something differently. I feel like you might think about the worst case scenario a lot. Sometimes that can be beneficial, otherwise there would be no reason why we would do it. There's always a link to some kind of pleasure, even if when you're attached to something. So if you think of the worst case scenario, you clearly don't want to be anxious or think about that, but it's something that makes you feel safe, because if you think about the worst case scenario, then I am prepared for whatever comes my way. So the Hanged Man is almost trying to see your nightmares, see your fears in a different way. What can we learn from it? What can we tell ourselves to recognize that this might just be a fear? The Hanged Man, again, he's in a stuck position. It's uncomfortable, and he can't really control in the position, in the position that he's in. He has to kind of wait for the ice to melt. But in the meantime, it's about seeing something a little bit differently. And it's to do with your fears. Maybe this is about forgiveness too. But I know not everyone wants to hear about that, but for those who feel it, you might be ready for it. And it could again be about surrendering. Why is that fear coming up? Where is this coming from? Is there still a wound that we've not even realized is still there? I feel like there is enlightenment coming from this uncomfortable situation. Right. What's the challenge for Taurus this week? The Ace of Swords. The challenge is the truth. The challenge is recognizing and gaining clarity. Some sort of enlightenment. Eight of Wands. Definitely some communication coming your way. There's definitely truth and communication coming in with the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Swords. If it's not directly communication, although I do feel like for a lot of you it is, the Eight of Wands is usually my card of things going in the right direction and obstacles are being lifted. And a lot of I'm eating the mic. I'm so sorry. Like it is in the way for anyone who says that in the comments. Yeah, it is. I'm still waiting to get a better mic. The Ace of Swords and the Eight of Wands is like this truth about what's really blocking you is actually going to set you free, in a sense that things are really going to run quite smoothly. So again, there is something to learn from this. Let's get one more for a challenge. And the Queen of Wands, confidence, is a challenge for you, but it is something that you're stepping into because you have really... Is this a relationship? Is this communication from a lover? If you're in a relationship already, then there's some truth about the situation that is going to kind of change the dynamic of a relationship, okay? I feel like it's for the better, but that will be up to you. It feels like it is. For others of you, if you're single, I do feel like you could actually be getting a message from somebody who does really care and actually could be a good partner for you. But anyway, Queen of Wands coming in the sense of your challenge is usually about confidence, but you do have good cards here. So that means that your challenge is really just about going with the flow, accepting the truth of a situation, gaining clarity over it, and stepping into a very confident, bubbly, beautiful part of yourself, which is interesting. This lady's super good at socializing. The Queen of Wands is very bubbly, super caring, and she's expressive of that to others. So again, I feel like that might be a desire for some of you. Maybe it's within your job, for example, if you want to build a community, you could be feeling like people are just going to attack you if you do that. People are just going to judge you. I feel like you are fearful of that. You're fearful of having to defend yourself, feeling like you're being attacked or something. Or people might not agree with your beliefs or what you're putting online or whatever you do. Or in a work situation, it's like almost like you feel quite closed in this bubble. And everything else outside of you just hates you. I don't know what this is. And it could be, again, coming from childhood, or it could just be something that happened to you. It's created an insecurity, but you have a right to be here, Taurus. You have a right to speak up. You have a right to be seen, to be heard. You have a right to express yourself. You have a right to meet amazing people. You have a right to be you. Okay, that's base chakra energy. So I feel like that's something definitely to focus on working on. And a lot of it's about surrendering. Some people might not like you, and that's okay. It's not, we can never go through life being loved by everybody. That would be weird. It would be nice, but it would be also like... Anyways, it doesn't matter. What is aligned to you will be attracted to you, and what's not won't. And that's it really. I just feel like you don't have to worry about other people's opinions of you, okay? Don't stay in that bubble. Don't be afraid to get out of it, okay? But anyway, I love you guys. And again, that could apply to career. Like if it's, again, if you want to be seen and if you want to be recognized for something, there definitely is that need for inner healing first before you do it. You know, otherwise, if you do receive like a hateful comment or someone judging you, which eventually is inevitable anyways, it just means that you are actually doing something right a lot of the time when people are speaking of your name. That could go into more detail about that, but anyway, so it's almost like you might get more triggered about that unless you heal and surrender and go, okay, I'm prepared. I know that not everyone might like what I'm putting out there, but at the end of the day, this is me, you know, and the right people will be attracted to that energy. So anyway, my angels, trust yourself, okay? Trust your uniqueness. You're amazing, you're talented, and you have a right to be here. So that's what I have for you, my angels. I wish you guys all the best. Please let me know if this resonates. It is clearly a very specific message for somebody out there, but if it did, please let me know, and I send you my love, my angels, and I hope to see you guys next time. All right.